Good afternoon. We are getting ready to start our study session. Councillor Gathers.
Thank you, Madam President. We have items 9A. I believe that's ready. We're all set. Just had to hold it for one meeting. Right? Correct? Thank you.
All righty, Councillor Williams.
Pardon me. Thank you, Madam President. 8B, local law. I believe that we should be ready on this.
All righty. And I have item 10. Brian? Not yet. I'll know by Monday. Councillor Paniagua.
Good morning, afternoon, everybody. I have item 11. It's co-sponsoring with President Hodgson to adopt changes to the 2024-25 Syracuse Common Council rules and procedures, changing some of the names of the committee and creating a new committee.
I imagine, President Hudson, you're going to have a public meeting on this, right?
Not a public meeting. You guys can go into discussion among yourselves.
Why wouldn't there be a public meeting on this, City Clerk? I mean, a public meeting changing the definition of some of the committees?
Yeah, it's not a charter. It's not a charter change. It's the council rules and procedures. So you guys can get together and discuss this yourselves and put the input in. Give our input or them to input.
Well, I would think we talk about transparency all the time here, but I would think transparency be part of changing the committees. I mean, I've been on the council a long time, and I've never seen this happen before.
Yeah, I mean, it haven't happened since.
Councilor Green changed the rules a few years ago.
Was there a public meeting on that?
I don't believe so.
No.
What did he change the rules to, do you know? That was the voting thing, right? It wasn't the actual.
Yes, good afternoon, Joe Barry, First Assistant Corporation Counsel. I believe around 2018 or 19, Councilor Green had the rules amended to change the process whereby a council vacancy is filled.
Joe, I'm sorry.
Vacancies,
They're talking to standing committees. That's what they're talking.
Standing committee.
But it was still an amendment to the rules.
Oh, yeah, right. It was.
That's my point is,
that was the last time we got amended.
Under the
Right.
city charter, the rules are up. It's the rules of your body, how you want to organize and operate. So it's up to you to make changes during the year. As we in the present session, it does require 6 votes because you're amending them after the organizational meeting. When it comes up again in January at the organizational meeting, it'll be just require 5 votes. And typically, if we make a change now, then that same document will be presented in January for reapproval unless further amendments are proposed.
So, Councilor,
There's nothing prohibiting having a public meeting on this, correct?
No, it's up to the
I mean,
council as a body.
2019, I wasn't on the council. I mean,
Counselor, can you tell me how would
I just
a
think
public?
that if we're changing it, if we're going to change the nature of these committees for as far as the citizens go, I think they probably should have just a public meeting on it to let people know what we're planning to do.
I mean,
I
I just don't understand why a public. I'm just saying I don't understand why a public meeting is necessary because, like, really, you guys can go in caucus or whatever and talk about it and make the decision without. I mean, you guys gonna do a public hearing?
Why don't
nobody's gonna show up.
Well, why don't we? I will probably want to have some discussion with my colleagues on this.
Yeah, that's
But I
good.
mean, I still think this should be out in the open and transparent, since it affects the workings of the
It
council.
really doesn't. It really doesn't affect the public because it's the legislation that the mayor is going to put in front of the council is not going to change.
Well, we know how strong these committees are because you can choose to hold on. We've seen it. We hold on to items until you find out more information. I think that whoever's in charge of a committee has quite a bit of power.
Okay, all right.
I mean, does anybody?
That's fine. I mean, we'll go
Are
through
you
the
okay
process.
with the
I'm totally
public
okay with
meeting,
that,
or-
yeah. We'll figure it out.
No, I said I have one small concern, but we could discuss it later.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Counselor, also, I mean, obviously, Counselor Nave were you part of this conversation about changing the committees? I mean, you're charter rules,
Charter
right?
rules, but we have not had a discussion, we have not.
That's what I'm
we've not
saying,
had
you
a
guys,
meeting.
you guys should get
If we
together and
want it, we
discuss.
I could call a meeting, want to charter, we do a public meeting, if you wish.
A public
Public
meeting,
meeting, we need to talk amongst each other first.
But
I
that should
think.
have happened
Okay.
first anyways.
Okay.
public meeting, you guys.
So
just gotta
maybe,
listen
maybe
to-
in the interim, and we'll have a, and then we'll decide on Monday.
Honestly, the confusion is, we should have had a conversation already.
Right, but that conversation only detail y'all. It doesn't have anything to do with the public. The public gonna come to a meeting that they're not gonna even know what standing committees even is, you know what I'm saying? So, you know,
I'm okay. If they
Yeah.
want to go through some kind of process, we'll do that.
yeah, all right.
Okay.
All righty, so we're holding that one.
Yeah.
Counselor Caldwell.
Yes, Madam President, blessings to all, everybody today. I have items 12 to 13. Commissioner Byrd, you're up. Let's go.
Good afternoon, Saisha Berg, Commissioner of Parks. I have two. The first one is the authorized payment to Eric Jones for Trump Type 315 to perform at home for the holidays tree lighting. That will happen on Friday, November 28th at 6 o'clock, with the tree being lit at 7.
Commissioner, what's the time? Can you give me the details for that, please? The
6
tree
o'clock.
lighting. 6 o'clock?
6 o'clock.
All right. That's
Tree
when-
will light at 7.
Tree will light at 7. Okay.
So,
You heard that lady say that.
I didn't. I was laughing in my head. I'm sorry.
So what I want to say is, Commissioner, thank you for continuing as well as everybody else, especially the Parks Department that's out putting everything together. But one thing I would like to say is, next year, our goal is to do another tree lighting in another community so they can also see it. Some people that can't make it downtown, I would love to have tree lighting in other parks in the city of Syracuse so that kids can actually see that, right?
There are a
So,
couple more.
I know.
Jubilee.
Jubilee's doing one.
The Valley's doing one.
Valley. I want to see the west side,
Beecham Library's doing one.
Yeah.
but I want to see
Yeah.
something just as great, like we can continue. So I appreciate this effort and everything that you guys are doing. This is amazing. I love it.
Thank you.
And item 13.
13 is to accept from the Tip Hill Neighborhood Association a bronze statue, granite base, paver, and benches valued at $63,716.24 to honor and commemorate two fallen officers. The description in the letter needs to change. We'll get you a new letter. I do have that language, and I'll just read it so it's public. The fallen officer memorial consists of a kneeling officer bronze statue on a polished granite base that depicts each officer on each side. The description in the letter is not correct.
Okay. all
Okay.
right.
Thank you. This is beautiful. Thank you, Tip Hill Neighborhood and Community for that. Thanks. I'm all set.
And I'm going to skip over Counselor Majuk. He may make it in.
He's not gonna make it. He's taking it.
Oh, okay. Counselor Rouser.
All right. Thank you, Madam President. Standing in for Councilor Majuk, I have items 14 and 15.
Good afternoon, Councilors. Rich Shaw, First Deputy Chief of Police. I'll be doing item 14. It's a request for an agreement with Spectrum to provide 25 cable TV set boxes at $7 a month with IP delivery and fiber-based internet service on behalf of the Police Department at the property located at 1153 West Fayette Street for a period of 3 years at approximately $387.50 a month with a one-time installation fee of $625. Mara has waived the RFP process. Basically, we're moving our cable services from our current location at the PSB to the new public safety building at 1153 West Fayette Street.
Hey, Chief, why, I mean, you probably don't know this answer, but I'm going to ask anyways. If we have a whole system,
I was thinking it.
huh?
I was thinking the same thing.
Why are we using Spectrum if the city has a whole internet
Couldn't ask
system?
that out my mouth.
I don't know the answer to that.
We can take it.
Nobody's here from that too.
Counselor, there is some discussion about this, and we probably can talk a little bit later about it, right, Joe?
I think it's been settled.
Okay, you want to talk on it, or?
Joe Barry, First Assistant. Sorry, I didn't get a chance to update you.
It's okay.
So I think there was some concern about the Spectrum franchise. They currently provide free basic service to 29 city locations. But unfortunately, when the franchise was renewed, we did not anticipate the move to West Fayette Street, so that free service is not available for West Fayette Street.
Wait.
I think what Councilor Cole was asking is if we have community broadband, why can't we use them for our service? Is that?
That would be internet, that's a
Okay.
different question.
That's the
Yeah,
question.
okay, thank you.
Hi, Councilors. Vinny Scipio, I'm Director of Digital Services. This legislation specifically, I think, is just related to cable services. Internet service, yes, we do have SurgeLink that we have deployed in that area of the city, and we'll be using it for redundancy purposes as well. So I think the intention with the PSB or the new, 1153 is to have multiple internet services there for redundancy purposes. So that's why you've also seen previous legislation come to you about fiber being run to that location, multiple, fiber routes being taken and wireless redundancy through SurgeLink. So the intention there is redundancy. But again, this legislation specifically is more for cable services, not necessarily internet specific. Does that answer your question? Okay. Cool. Thanks.
I don't think it answers the question.
I was trying to say that. Look here.
Not that it doesn't answer the question, it's just more or less, what's the difference between cable TV and the Wi-Fi? Like, what is a cable TV about?
Answer that.
Go ahead, Vinny.
Is it the part that says IP delivery and fiber-based internet service that's throwing you off? Is that the part of the legislation that's making you question?
I mean, I understand fiber-based because that would be
Right.
the
Used to be
line.
coax. It used to be coax would be strung along telephone poles now.
Yeah, and now it's
they
underground.
use, or they just don't use coax anymore. Historically, they're
Okay.
using fiber for that connectivity method for the cable delivery,
But
essentially.
isn't that what broadband is doing too? That's what we spent all that money going under the ground and doing all that for the fiber optics throughout the city?
We are running fiber as part of that expansion project for SurgeLink. We are running some fiber to 1153 as well. Again, it's for redundancy purposes. We've got our fiber coming into it. I believe the legislation that you've previously considered had Spectrum bringing some fiber in there as well. They're coming from physically different locations, because if we ran the same fiber on the same poles that Spectrum did, for example, if one pole goes down, both fiber lines go down. That's not redundancy, right? So we've got physically, fiber being ran on different routes to that location, and then also having a wireless redundancy with SurgeLink to be able to provide backup internet services if either of those also went down.
So the goal is to have, so what you're saying to me, I just want to make sure, I get- the goal is to have multiple streams of different internet stream fiber, so if one system goes down, the other. So in all of our facilities, we have multiple streams of different, and we're playing multiple people for one thing, in case something goes
I
down.
wouldn't say that's, I can't speak 100% to that, but I would say I don't see that being the case for all of our facilities. The more, first responder and, necessary, like high availability,
Police,
fire and
okay.
police, yes. But like a typical facility isn't going to have 3 different service providers at it that we're paying triple for all the time. This is, I think, a unique situation where we want to make sure that the 1153 is going to have all of the redundancy that it needs. So,
And just one more question. Are we at the point that we're running these lines now, or?
these are, so this legislation here is not for us to run lines. This is just for, Spectrum handles all
Oh,
of
yeah, I
that
know
on
that.
their end.
That's what I'm saying. Are we at that point? Because I don't know, like, when do we start paying for this if the building isn't up and running? That's my question.
I don't know specifics on
Okay.
when exactly that contract, or that 3 years would initiate.
Rustin's on as well.
So I came to you guys in the recent past, and then we did the 2 fiber lines in for the redundancy stuff. This is just for cable television. So we wouldn't pay for it until we make the move. I mean, we have it installed ahead of time, but we're not going to start paying the bill until we're using it.
Okay.
Gotta get there quick when you do so.
I would say the same thing, but I get it. All right.
But I gotta ask this question before you walk away. I need you to come back, because I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about it, the more you said that we coming from different sections. So we couldn't get our surge link to come from this way and this way too? We have to have Spectrum to come this direction and surge link come this direction?
It's less about us running two lines with the same service because it's also service availability. So there's the physical infrastructure, right, which we're describing of having two lines ran from different directions. And then there's the kind of the technical infrastructure, the digital side of things, where if there was ever an interruption with SurgeLink service for whatever reason, or vice versa with Spectrum service, one would pick up the other. But if we had the same service running from two different lines, if the service goes down, both lines go down, right?
Okay.
So,
Okay.
We don't have that with electrics and power, though.
you're saying we don't have that with electric
Yeah,
and power?
there's only one
I'm not an
service.
electrician. I'm not an electrician, so I think that's a
We
little
only
bit
have
further.
National Grid.
The PSB currently has, and the new one will have, a backup generator.
Okay.
We won't lose power.
Makes sense.
Okay, I just
We
had
got
to
you.
get that through.
We got it. Thank you.
All right, 15.
Good afternoon, councilors. Michael Lehman, Deputy Commissioner of the Assessment Department. I'll start item 15 by saying we aren't asking for any additional money. We look to hire 2 additional vendors. This is for generally the furniture, fixtures, and equipment for the move to 1153. Cueva Contract, Inc. for lockers, design specialists for window treatments, and we would be asking for more money to pay Syracuse office environments for storage and shelving. This all went through the RFP process, and it is from funds already allocated and bonded for.
So, looking at the total amount, it's not to exceed, so you may come in under that $1 million as well, right?
Yes.
Commissioner, so, okay, $1 million we're bonding for, but that doesn't add up to, I mean, the numbers in here don't add up to $1 million. They add
No.
up to about 450 or 500,000.
Yes. Oh, sorry.
So it's just in case we don't go over, is that the idea? Or?
There are 2 outstanding FF&E categories, which we will be talking about at the next council meeting. Appliances. The response, we only received 1, and it was inadequate in that some of the appliances that were requested by police and fire, the vendor isn't able to provide. And the other is audiovisual equipment, no responses. So there is money left in that 1 million to cover those additional.
So we have to let out more contracts, is that the idea?
Yes, hopefully just 1 more, but it could be 2 to
Okay, well-
satisfy the other categories.
Have you bidded on any of these contracts?
Yeah, well.
Excuse me?
Any bidding?
Yes, so they all went through the RFP process. 2 of the 5, we didn't receive appropriate responses. So for those 2, we did do a separate bid subsequent to the RFP.
Okay.
And none of us was in on the RFP committee? That RFP?
Councilor Majoke was, and
Counselor Jones?
Councilor Majoke.
Oh, Majoke, oh, okay.
On this one, as far as the furniture, you saying we need more appliances. How come that just wasn't put in here so that we know that? Because, part of our, we was taught about the bonding purpose. And one of the biggest things he said that we do is we ask for too much when we should be asking for what we actually need. But I see that you might really need the $1 million, so why didn't we just put in that we need, electronics and whatever else into this bond too?
So that was in the ordinance 560 approved earlier this year, but asking to spend the money, we're only including what we think we'll spend right now.
Counselor, they bonded twice for this particular spot here to do FFEs on FFEs 1 and 2, and so it's like $2 million. So basically, all they're doing is actually adding vintners to continue with the process of purchase with the money that you all already approved. So. And
I understand that. I just was curious if he said if it doesn't cost the whole $1 million and we're bonding for $1 million, right? One of the things about we were taught that we shouldn't be bonding for more than what we need. We should be bonding for exactly what we really need. And the other purpose, if we do need more things, why is it on two different things? We should see it.
Well, right now it's really on the one because they're pretty much done used $1 million already for one of the bonds. You know, that's pretty much almost gone, you know, so.
Please correct me if I'm wrong, just so good. Didn't you say you gotta order more electronic, you gotta order some other equipment,
Yes, appliances and audiovisual.
which is gonna go on this bond, right?
It all come from the same pool of money that was allocated in assessment CIP.
It's not looking to go over 2 million right now.
Right, I just don't know why it's just not here saying it.
Huh?
Why is it not on this form?
We don't,
That they're gonna be buying other electronics and stuff out here? Because here, it does not say it on this.
What happened is that when they decide to do something different, they will come back in front of you all to amend this and to use up that 2 million, to use up the rest of the money that you already authorized, that you all already authorized. So it's,
Is that what you're gonna, so you're not ready to purchase the other things now?
that's correct. We don't have a quote from the next vendor yet for audio and visual equipment. Once we have the number, and I anticipate that being a request at the next council agenda session,
Gotcha.
then
I thought you
we'll
were ready now, like you said you were gonna purchase it now. My apologies.
hopefully, any day now, so next meeting, Counselor.
they're not ready yet.
If you're ready, then we should've, that's just, okay. More work for you. I don't know why it's not on this, but thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner,
Yes.
just a question, all the used equipment, where does that all go? All the equipment, all the office furnishings, all that for the PSB, the current PSB, where is that gonna go? In the old days, all the beat-up equipment would go to the Parks Department, but I mean, I'm just wondering if it's,
Well, police and fire will be taking a lot of their current office furniture and equipment over to the new location, but that which is left over, I don't believe that's been determined yet.
Deputy Chief Schaaf, you're gonna get your chair or what, when you retire or what?
That's true, that I
Well,
did.
He acts like Chief Cecil sometimes.
Well, can't help that.
Okay. Okay, thanks, Chief. Thanks, Commissioner.
Thank you, Counselor. I also have item
16.
16. Thank you. This is requesting to enter into a lease agreement. This is for parking spaces at 500 West Fayette Street. This is on the north side across from the Case Supply Building. It's approximately 225 parking spaces that would be used by the police department. This is supplemental for the 1153 relocation. One-year term.
So what's the difference between the 1171 that we just voted on last week and this one?
Partially because when that is constructed next spring, finally constructed, they will need space to park during that time period.
Did we ever clarify the parking for the public? Is going to be more additional parking that I did make a mention about that.
Yeah, is this the reason?
Just to be sure that when there's other people coming over there, that we also have to be compliant with how many handicap spots we have and public parking as well.
Excuse me.
Good afternoon, Mark Russin, Deputy Chief, Syracuse Police Department. Yeah, so the parking is moving. It's a jigsaw puzzle, but we understand that it's a priority not only for the council, but also for us to have more public parking. So there's a series of different items that we're looking at. You know, one is Fayette Street, where we could get more parking in the 1153 proper space, where we can increase that right now. Right now, we have a designated series of spots until we can get fully moved in, get the cars moved in, and then once we, unpack the boxes, we'll be able to dedicate more parking spaces. Where that is right now, it just has not been determined.
Chief, how many current parking spots do we have over at PSB currently right now?
Well, it's I'll just unpack that question. There's the parking lot that's behind the PSB.
Yep.
There's McCarthy Alley, then there's Jefferson Street, and then there's people who park off-site. So we have 152 parking spaces that are generally used at what we call the PSB footprint.
Okay.
Now, that's like a standard day-to-day number. But if we have a major operation like we did yesterday, people are double, triple parking and having to move cars around the parking lot. So you could go from 152 standard people that have to park in and around the PSB, and then it balloons up because you have something that happens to double, or I don't want to say triple, but probably double that size. You could get probably another 100 cars in and around that area. In service, the cadet program, the academy, when there's a press event trying to get cars parked in there, the civilian academy, folks come over to visit. It's very difficult, as you all know better than I do, it's very difficult to find on-street parking in and around that area.
I mean, this will be, Chief, I mean, this is 5-6 blocks away, right, West Fayette? I mean, 1153 is where you're talking 500, so you're going to make accommodations to move people around, probably.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct. And this is a swing space that we're looking for that we ultimately have to have as we're finishing up these other projects and building everything out at the same time.
So you said at the PSB now, there's 152 parking spots?
Yes, ma'am. Like, again, kind of that campus idea, West Jefferson, McCarthy Alley. But remember, we have Patrol East as well,
That's
too.
what I was going to ask you. How many are coming off of Patrol East?
Approximately 178.
So now you're up to almost 300-400. Okay.
Yeah, if you think about the police department and the nature of the operations, you have 3 shifts 24/7, but it's not static shifts with respect to in-service training on power days, which happens every 15 days. The academy, that when they come in, the instructors that are needed for academy. We hold a civilian academy event. Like, it's a dynamic number. It's not like there's 10 parking spots and only 10 people work in the office and it never changes. It's very dynamic. If we have, like when in the summertime when we're running, like the ATV detail, we bring in state police, sheriff's office, and a bunch of other folks. All of them come in, and now we've got to find a place to put 60, 70 police officers who are going out into the city to run an operation.
Let me ask them one more question, right? Okay, we know that we have the artist building right here, where they do the art. So across the street is like a gravel lot. Is that available to us?
You're talking north side of Fayette Street behind like where Panchitos is?
No, Gear Factory, across from Gear Factory.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Across from Gear Factory.
Up on the hill where the wooded area is, or in that parking lot that is actually on West Fayette Street.
That parking lot.
Yeah.
That parking lot. My understanding is that that's a private parking lot, so it's not available, and it's fairly small in terms of the relative side that we need.
Right, I understand that. I know you wouldn't be able to put a lot of cars there, or for the excess cars. That's what I was thinking.
Understood.
And for what I understand, there may be some negotiation with the owners of the the small mall. What is it?
Geddes Plaza.
The
Yeah, I know.
Geddes Plaza,
And
thank
that
you.
part I know.
That may be something that could be available.
Right, I know.
Yeah.
I know that
It's
part I know.
it's something that we're working on hard.
It's not, that's why they're trying to get at, that's why they're trying to get at.
I know them, tail leaves, yeah.
All righty.
Counselor, I just want to point out that the agreement is for 1 year and it's for 135, okay? That's just a correction need to be correction already been made, but it's not in your book.
Okay. All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you. Counselor Getters, you all set?
For
Well, you
16,
have
yeah,
the
but
items.
17 to 24.
Good afternoon, councilors. Mary Robinson, city engineer. Items 17 and 18 are both one-on-one sanitary sewer offset pieces of legislation. 17 is for the 2 new dorms that SU is building. We're requiring them to line 12-inch and 18-inch combined sewer along Harrison Street, the 1110 and 1200 block. Item 18 is similar one-on-one sanitary sewer offset for the Rescue Mission Exchange Building Project. And we're requiring them to line 2 sewer manholes and replace frames and covers.
Questions on 17 and 18? Thank you.
19 is requesting a right of entry agreement with New York Susquehanna and Western related to a beautification project at South State Street. This project already has been completed, but New York's NYS and WS that we formalize it with this agreement.
Council Monto, is this the one we were talking about? Yeah. Okay. Any questions on this? Let's see. Any questions? No? All right, good. Thank you.
20 is a citywide permission to Northland Networks to construct, own, operate, and maintain a telecommunication network below grade in any city right-of-way and at pole locations, so underground and aerial.
Counselor,
And we have an annual fee of $1.90 per linear foot for conduit, 4-inch conduit installed underground.
Okay, Mary, so that's what I was gonna ask, to verify the $1.90, because the letters say $1, and then it says $1.90. So the letter says both.
Oh, I'll correct that. Should be
That's okay. I just wanted-
$1.90.
Yeah, I went with the higher amount because I figured that was it, that was correct. Thanks.
And that changes annually with the price index. So that's the price as of this past August. I can get you a new letter, City Clerk.
Yeah, that's good. Make sure law know that.
Any questions, further questions? All right, no.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item 21.
Good afternoon, Beth Smith, Management Analyst for the Water Department. We have items 21 through 24. 21 is to increase the duration of the contract of 6 months with GHD for our intake extension project. It's a no-cost time extension. Item number 22 is to increase the contract amount by $47,000 with Onondaga County Soil and Water. That's for some additional watershed inspections.
Any questions on 21, 22? Hearing none, thank you.
Item number 23 is permission for a homeowner to replace his existing wooden deck with a composite deck. Our conduit runs under that property. And item number 24 is just a waiver of competitive bidding to purchase special paper for our water bills, postcards.
Any questions? Well, do we already have the paper already for 24? I'm sorry, that's one question I do have.
Yes, the paper, just a waiver of competitive bidding.
So we currently already have this. This is just another
Yes.
extension? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, if there's no other further questions, Madam President, I'm all set.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilor Hogan.
Thank you, President Hudson. I have item 25. Of course, we'll have a public hearing that we're all looking forward to tonight. And 26, we're all set with 25. 26, special permit. Councilor Jones-Rouser, do you have anything on this at all?
Councilor,
Are you guys working in tandem?
I'd like to respectfully request that we hold item 26. But while we have the opportunity, I would appreciate if you would recognize Terrence Nolan from New Leaf. He's a senior project developer. I request that he give a brief overview of the project, and then if Chief Mons is still around too, maybe he can potentially give us an update from SPD on where they're at with the project.
Okay, despite going against my better judgment here, but Mr. Nolan, brevity is the key thing here, so. Yes, so if you could give us a little presentation.
Thanks, Councilor. My name is Terrence Nolan. I'm with New Leaf Energy. We're based in Troy, New York. We're proposing 2 5-megawatt battery projects at 426 East Brighton. We've had 4 community meetings on this, and there have been some who have opposed and some who are in favor. Are actively working with the fire department in a way that hopefully throughout the life of the project to satisfy concerns regarding safety. The primary purpose of the batteries will be to provide reliability to the grid during peak times and demand, and they'll also be contributing towards discounts for ratepayers in the area. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nolan. Chief Mons, do you want to say anything on this topic? Or do you maybe, or even send your opinion to the councilors?
Hello, I'm Mike Mons, the fire chief. Typically, just to clarify, the fire department usually doesn't get involved this early in the process with the land permit uses. We've been engaged specifically because of questions that the council had, constituents had, the developer has reached out, but typically we don't get involved with code requirements until the permit for the application of the building or fire code review is submitted. We have been looking at this informally, and the plan that was presented doesn't meet the fire code right now, and informally, the proposal that was submitted without going through the formal process, we told them we're not in support of what was proposed already. So it's premature because this land use, special use process doesn't include the fire department. We would get our formal explanation afterward, after we review it, but because it was brought to us in different ways, constituent concerns, council concerns, the developer reached out to try to get some clarification to answer all these different questions. We did look at it, and that's where we're at right now. So as it sits, the proposal doesn't meet the fire code.
Okay, thank you, Chief.
It doesn't, you said, Chief?
It does not.
Okay.
So, thank you, Chief, and maybe we should talk about, maybe that's a part of the process that should be accounted for when we go for a special permit. I appreciate you doing
I
that.
agree with you on that, because it sounds like that's going backwards if we go on and give the permits and then come back and it doesn't meet your standards, then we're going back.
Well, part of the process is whoever the developers, and just take away this situation. If I'm going to build a building or introduce some type of structure, their architectural professionals should be looking at the code themselves. Our job is just to review that they met the code. Our job isn't to actually walk them through the process. They should be hiring somebody that understands the code, builds and develops their plan to meet the code. And sometimes there's some discretion that the fire chief can have to overturn the code, and that depends on what was the proposal. And when we looked at it in our initial review, it was something, if I had the ability to override the code. Right now, at this point, we're not going to override the code because it's not meeting the necessary requirements of the code.
Okay, Chief, I think we're going to have, you agree with me, we should have a public meeting on this, councilors?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, we're going to have we're going to have a meeting on this. Thank you. Thank you, Chief.
Committee meeting or hearing, Counselor?
Committee meeting, I think we should have. But certainly if some people want to send in emails or, talk to the individual counselors, call the counselors and the concerns, I would welcome that. Okay, thank you. I'm ready, President Hudson.
Thank you. Councilor Williams.
Thank you, Madam President. I've got items 27 through 31. We're going to continue to hold 27. I'm making attempts to connect with Josh Saracen to kind of figure out a little bit more about the logic and rationale for selecting UKG Pro as a product. We've had a hard time coordinating schedules, but hopefully that'll happen soon, and hopefully we can get some progress and momentum related to our payroll modernization project. Moving on to item 28.
Good afternoon, councilors. Mike Canizero, Commissioner of Finance. For 28, I probably would ask for Mary Robinson to come up, but so 28 and 29 both pertain to JSCB Phase 3. 29 pertains to increasing the bond ordinance. We have a $2 million bond outstanding right now for JSCB. Again, that's kind of seed money for design, our project manager. These are all in accordance with our financial plan. We have to renew that ban, so that's $2 million, and then we're looking to add another $2 million to that to increase the total bond or ban amount to $4 million. We will be coming back here in prior to July. We will be looking again to increase that ban total to $10 million. So again, just to give you a quick rundown in JSCB, we will be issuing all the short-term debt. It's a $400 million project, and then SIDA will be issuing the long-term bonds. After talking with our fiscal advisors and whatnot, the main concern here is increasing all of the short-term debt. Would it negatively affect our bond rating? It would not. But again, this is, JSB being one of those weird quasi-governmental agencies where we're doing all the short-term financing for the project. So any questions on 28 or 29? Great, thank you.
All right. Commissioner, item 30.
Good afternoon, all. Matt OJ, Commissioner of Assessment.
We are asking you to amend Local Law 12 of 2019. This was our local law on the back of earlier state enabling legislation authorizing the 485A program. This is a mixed-use conversion. Not going to get into the weeds of what the exemption permits, but it's a very popular partial real property tax exemption that I think has probably been the catalyst for a couple thousand new housing units in the city of Syracuse in the last 15 years. We are looking to fix, for lack of a better word, some discrepancies between the local law and the enabling legislation.
Say that again.
So, so in the 2019 local law, which we administer, there are some discrepancies between that local law and the state enabling legislation in the real property tax law. Our colleagues in law uncovered this last week. They have been extraordinarily helpful in scrambling to get this onto today's agenda and get this fixed, because we are like 6 weeks out from taxable status date, the start of the new roll year, when we're going to have a whole new slew of these exemptions, hopefully, on the roll.
So we're refining a better term for this. It's refining this law to make it more adaptable to us, or does it have to go back to the state at all?
It wouldn't have to go back to this. Well, actually, that's a heck of a question. Defer to Joe. If an amended local law needs to go back to the state to be recertified between now and January 1st, obviously it's a tight window.
Somebody
Joe,
probably
is that
should
the
look
case?
into that, I imagine.
Or Brian, who often?
It does. The local law do go back to the state. All local laws go to the state.
Joe Barry, First Assistant. I think, good question, Counselor. The state usually authorizes these exemptions as a local option. So we adopted the original local law to buy into it. Now we're amending that to make the changes the Commissioner mentioned, and there'll have to be the same local law process where if this body adopts it, the mayor has a public hearing and it's filed with New York State Department of State, a process that takes about 6 or 7 weeks depending on
Which is
schedules.
pretty close, right? Or not?
And Madam Clerk, will we need to table this item?
Yeah, we do have the table. It didn't go on your desks prior to this meeting, so we do have the table it and go through this process.
Okay.
Thank you.
My questions are over with. I'm scared. No.
Yes. So number 31 is a technical amendment. There was a drafting mistake with the ordinance. The settlement is for the full tax year, but the ordinance only referenced the third and fourth quarters, so we're correcting that, if you agree.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. Councilor Jones-Rouser.
Councilor Rosa?
Yeah, I'm like.
Yeah. Waiting for Joe. Sorry.
Counselor want to know where we at with 32.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was distracted.
Yeah.
We've sent that to New York State for review, so we're waiting for their comment to make sure we're, in accordance with what they require.
Okay.
So she's
So
still.
we can just hold it.
So hold it still.
Hear back from the state. Thank you.
Okay. So I have items 33 through 89, I believe it is. 32 will be held. Continue to be held.
Excuse me, Councilor Jones-Rouser, are you holding it for meeting 33?
We're holding it to hear back from the adoption of the current legislation. We're waiting to hear back from New York State.
33, that's what I asked. Yeah. Thank you, Nader.
What?
Oh, you say, I'm sorry, I thought you said 33. This 33 is ready or not?
32.
Third, okay.
No, 33 is ready.
Good afternoon, councilors. Kaylin Hubbard, neighborhood planner with MBD. 33 is a municipal endorsement in support of Land Bank's HRC application to fund their Move in New York program, Cross Mod Homes.
Any questions? We did have a committee meeting on that. Anybody have any questions?
I know we shared a list in your packet of the addresses, but we also have a map that shows how they're distributed across the city. I thought you guys might be interested in.
Okay.
And I just want to make a clarification. The application from New York State requires a local resolution saying that the city can permit these homes, that they meet the building code, and that they'll be eligible to participate in the Move in New York program. So there's a template resolution from the state. We've got copies of it right there, and we'll email you the Word document of that. Clerk McBride, I think there was a little misunderstanding about what it is that we need, but we'll have to attach a copy of that to our funding application.
Okay. Thank
So
you.
if you have any questions, we'll get you that Word doc this afternoon.
Okay, all right. So we need to do a resolution for this?
Yeah, I apologize for the miscommunication, but it does need to be a resolution from the Common Council supporting, and there's a template of what language they want in the resolution.
The type is different.
So the endorsement is not good enough? So you're saying a resolution instead of ordinance?
Yes, that's correct.
For endorsement? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why that's what they want, but that's what they're telling us to attach.
We'll talk about it. We'll look at it. We'll make sure you get what you need.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah, most of the time, it's just like a municipal endorsement, and we just do an ordinance for it.
33. Who got 33?
Just did 33.
I'm sorry, 34.
Good afternoon, Council. Jake Dishaw, Deputy Commissioner of Code Enforcement and Zoning Administration. Item number 34 is a request to amend and renew a contract with our demolition contractors. It's officially known as our removal of blighted structures line, but this is just to renew those 6 contractors when we have emergencies from structural collapses, really bad fires, and we have to get somebody out within a day or less, or a day or two to demolish these things. So it's to renew with those firms for 1 more year.
This last RFQ was done 2023?
Yeah, so it was a 1 year with 2 1-year renewal options.
Okay. Is it standard to just go forward with that? Or
Yeah, they're.
No, we do, and we added some new contractors for the first time in a while to this.
You didn't add, you're not adding new contracts to this new.
Oh, no, it's just to
rate.
renew.
Yeah. So they used all of their renewal options, and what he wants to do is renew it 1 more year.
1 year?
Excuse me, sorry, it was a 2-year with a 1-year renewal option. And that's what we're asking for, is the 1-year renewal option.
Right. And so all the ones that's in here already, they already have been approved by y'all. So he's not adding any new vendors or anything. So he's just basically asking to renew the contract that you already approved for 1 year.
So we RFQ next year, probably.
Yeah, we would, yeah.
For another
Yep.
year.
And that's what I meant. The last time around, we did add new companies to this list.
So the RFQ will go out in
Next
1
year, yeah.
Jake, how do you guys budget for this one? Like, how do you get the number 633,934?
It should have started at, the budget was approved for, I think, 750,000, but it's just part of the city budget and what we try to allocate for code enforcement demolitions. Obviously, if we have emergency needs, we'll come to you to try to bond for a large project, but most of our demolitions are for single-family structures, like, the bad fires that you see, where we have to go and demolish the smaller structures. But we do have some large ones sometimes, but this is really to get us through the 20 to 30 kind of, demolitions that we need to take down residential structures with throughout the year.
Okay. Put your cap at 750?
Yeah.
Any other questions? Thank you,
Thank
Jake.
you.
All right. Next item is 35 through 89.
Yep, good afternoon, councilors. Kaylin Hubbard, neighborhood planner. 35 through 89, all requests for transfer to the Greater Syracuse Land Bank. We're going to withdraw item 53.
53.
Yeah, that's the one next to the church, the corner there, the Gray Street one.
We talked about that one?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, there are a couple others on here that I'm not sure how they got on here, but we've talked about them months ago.
Yeah, which?
Like
I'd
West
assume
Brighton.
the West Brighton one?
88, that shouldn't be.
Yeah, so I didn't have that one on any of my lists either. That one was a confusion to me too, so.
Yeah,
That
Holland,
88, that one's
80,
fine.
80, I'm not sure when.
80, the Holland one. I think that one goes with a different Holland property as well, I believe, right?
No, I'll go through them. So we'll go through these over the remainder of the week, and when we come back next week,
Do you want me to resend the lists? Because this is vote batch 19. I think you got that like about a month and a half, 2 months ago. And then vote batch 20 both of them put together. There are some that are missing from that list too that I
Some of those
wanted to look into.
Some of those wasn't on the land bank resolution, so there's.
The land bank
probably-
resolutions?
Yeah, so that's.
The only ones that we
Was there
should have
some
had on
from-
here was the ones that didn't get on last week. And
Yeah.
then the ones that we just discussed this past week.
Yes.
There's some others on here that
That are from the 18 and, it should be from just the ones from 19 and 20. Yeah, the only other one that wasn't on one of those two lists besides that Brighton one was a request from Councilor Nave. The very first one, 1601 Brighton, or not Brighton, sorry, Butternut.
What's the,
Butternut.
Oh, so that Butternut, yeah, I was wondering where
Yeah,
that
the
came
butter,
from,
yeah,
too.
that's the only other one that wasn't on one of these lists, so.
Okay, so.
That's fine.
Is number 78, 419, 418, 421 Court Ave, is that a house or is that land?
You said 78?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Google Maps is a little off.
Which one was the address for that one again?
419, 421 Court Ave.
Portland. It should just be a vacant lot, but let me find it really fast. Yeah, that one is
that
residential
one.
vacant land.
That's the vacant one we talked about. It
Yeah,
was a gray
it's-
house and a blue house.
Cortland, it's 51 years delinquent, $309,000.
So we'll go
Yeah,
back
the
through
ones that
these.
we went through, I find.
Yeah, so I'll resend the vote list for vote batch 18 too, or just re-up it for you guys, or 19 rather, sorry, and then go through some of them. I know some of them needed the land bank resolutions. We do have those. There were some on vote batch 19 that I wasn't aware if they needed a land bank resolution, but we can re-up those. I think there was about 8 missing from that list, but we can chat.
All right, so
Some other
a
time.
few of them may be withdrawn, just.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, cool.
All right.
Thank you. Follow up.
All right, y'all set? Councilor Monto.
Thank you, President Hudson. I have items 90 and 91. We will go into executive session for those. I'm all set.
All righty, I need a motion to adjourn to the
See, 'cause she said.
Second.
So when I'm trying to